The lights start kind of flashing blue and red. Police sirens start blaring through the speakers. And then you just hear dispatch being like, in pursuit of suspect.
Classic headlock right there. By the way, this is Johnny Turnbuckle, your ring announcer for the evening.
The crowd is currently chanting, hard as steel!
A ref will throw up an X to signal to the back like, hey, they're legit hurt. So you see the ref throw up the X, meaning that they cannot continue. Ding, ding, ding.
Owen kisses to his wife.
The winner of this match, due to injury, Cameron Steele.
But I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, this is a hard thing to watch.
Is it hard as steel?
I cannot stand to watch this.
Welcome to Deeds and Dragons. I thought this was going to be hard. Welcome to Deeds and Dragons. Who wants a rip-off? Big champ, baby. I'm a man of the people. Shadowed me.
Right as he's blowing his final kiss to Duchess, the camera fades out backstage where you see Mean Dean Cumberbund standing with Poindexter Puny, as the next match will be Poindexter Puny versus the Hardcore Hobbyist. So, would you like to take over the announcer, the backstage interviewer role as Mean Dean Cumberbund?
I would.
All right.
So I actually am at like a soup kitchen right now, like serving people.
There's
Can you have like a comically large ladle with your little bitty hands?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Good.
The soup kitchen happens to be across the street from the arena. There's also a homeless shelter there as well. So you can be found there quite a bit, helping out. Mm. Yeah. And actually, in the background, you even see 9 to 5 dishing out, cleaning, washing some dishes in the back, helping out in the soup kitchen.
Well, Pointer, I see that you're here with your longtime friend 9 to 5. You're feeding the homeless. Is this usually how you get into the spirit of things before your matches?
I do. I'm a man of the people, and I like to help the people as much as I can, because I know how hard it is. Sorry.
No, please keep going.
You must always strive to help the other people, and it just means so much to me to help others, and it really gets me in the mindset.
Well, such noble words from such a noble man. We'll take it back to you.
All right, cuts back to the arena.
Oh my God, that was beautiful.
That was so great. All right, cool. So we cuts back to the arena now. Clearly, Mean Gene Cumberbund is across the street at the soup kitchen, so there is nobody to interview Hardcore Hobbyist. So the Hardcore Hobbyist, he basically he gets right in front of the camera when camera cuts back to the arena. He gets right up in front of the camera, and he's like, I've spent a lot of time doing quite a few different things in the course of my life. Demolition Derby mechanic, crochet. I've done it all. Tonight, I become the first ever UCW World Champion. It was a relatively lackluster promo, but I've never done a promo yet.
No, there's a place for short and sweet.
Yes, absolutely, place for short and sweet. So camera cuts away from him. The crowd is you can kind of hear the crowd like soft boos for that. Nobody's really like over the moon about Hardcore Hobbyist, but they're really excited to see Poindexter Puny in action. So we cut to the arena. Camera shoots right up to the the camera shot is right on the stage, and Poindexter Puny, describe your entrance.
Okay, so I walk out, and you see like my 6'5" nice physique, and I wear a skin tight
shirt that accents all my muscles, but it's like the Italian flag. Underneath that, I have the Speedo, knee pads, boots, and I there's no music playing. I walk over to the side to like one of the fans and I like ask their name. Oh, and there's also the splash zone. So I'll like hand out some ponchos to some people.
Excellent.
So my entrance is I always sing an aria to like one of the fans. So I find out like this one fan's name's Victoria, so I start Victoria, 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 and so like
That's some amazing vibrato there.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
thank you.
So I'm singing, serenading, and then I pull out this like big like super soaker gun with the video is me just like making like sauce at home. And then there's like in the splash zone, I start spraying those people with like my sauce. They're like, yeah. The look on Ben's face. So I'm still singing while this is all going on. This is like spraying everybody with the special sauce. And after that, then I just leave the gun and I just walk backwards, still like singing back to that one fan, and like so people will like clamor to be that one fan,
Absolutely.
like every match.
Will they?
Yeah.
And like people buy like the certain seats to get like in the splash zone, and so and that's it. Then I get to the ring. I round out my aria and just like do like a little bow for the people.
And as you bow, every light in the arena goes dark. It's just completely pitch black, and you see the video monitor comes back on, and all you see is a door. On the door is a nameplate. It says Cameron Steele. The door opens, and there is the door opens, and you see somebody walk into this room. It's just this guy in a head-to-toe blue, like a unibody suit. Think like Spider-Man or Deadpool. Not the same like design, but like that same suit. Head, everything is all hands, feet, are all attached. It's a dark blue suit. It almost looks metallic, but it's obviously it's not because it's a wrestling suit. But it almost looks metallic, and you get a glimpse of the front of his mask. Which basically just has this red streak across where the eyes are, and then just a little black square where the mouth is, and that's pretty much it for discernible like features on this mask. The cameraman follows this wrestler into your locker room. As he reaches into your bag, you haven't hit your locker room yet. From your match. He reaches into your bag and he pulls out a cell phone and walks out the door. All of the lights in the arena comes back up, your music continues to play, and you finish your entrance. So everybody in the crowd, including the announce team, like everybody is just completely confused by what we just saw. Especially considering we just saw Cameron Steele. We have no idea who this person is because the match is supposed to be with the Hardcore Hobbyist. Speaking of which, his entrance is next. So you hear it's like, considering he used to be a Demolition Derby mechanic, it's like some pretty hardcore like metal that's playing and fills the arena. He right now, like I said, he is a serial hobbyist, trying to find that love and passion for something that is not being a mechanic. So as he comes out for the very first time and introduces himself to the crowd, through his entrance, he's just holding like 2 crochet needles, and he's just actually, as he's coming down to the ring with metal blaring, he's just so focused on knitting this hat or crocheting this hat that he's working on that he almost seems a little annoyed that he has to work this match. He gets to the steps over by the steps over in front of the ring because to help you get up into the ring. he sets his crochet down, his yarn down. He had some yarn kind of tucked into the back of his trunks. So he takes that out, sets it down on the steps. He gets in the ring, kind of snaps back to reality and realizes, I'm wrestling, I gotta stop crocheting, right? I gotta put my hobby down. And he starts to kind of pan into the crowd a little bit, but basically he points at this one person in the front row, a little bit overweight, and just starts laughing at them, like just trying to make them feel like an absolute piece of shit. Music fades down. You see the referees that's standing in the center of the ring. He points at Poindexter Puny, and points to one corner. He points at Hardcore Hobbyist, points to the other corner. Both of you guys get into your respective corners. Ding, 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 rings the bell. And to start the match, the one fan that the Hardcore Hobbyist kind of pulled out, as the crowd gets quiet as the match starts, you just hear him say, "Your hat sucks." Hardcore Hobbyist turns around, obviously offended that this beautiful hat that he's crocheting is being lambasted by this just in the front row, giving you the perfect opportunity for attack.
Okay, so I'm incensed that he called out this one fan and made them feel bad about themselves. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't normally attack somebody from behind, but because of this, I'm particularly moved to anger.
That's a total babyface move.
Yeah.
Total babyface move.
You could always just walk up behind him, tap on his shoulder, wait for him to turn around as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Just,
actually, yeah.
Angrily.
And you tap him on the shoulder with one of your tiny little fingers. He turns around, he's like, "Who's trying to stab me?" Because it just feels sharp.
Yeah, it's especially obvious how small my hands are with this full tight shirt.
Yeah.
So it's it's just these tiny
little baby hands.
Yeah, little baby hands.
So he's a little bit kind of taken aback that you had the audacity to come over and just poke him. So he turns around and just clobbers you in the face. You kind of stumble back a little bit. Actually, no. You go crazy selling. That's right.
Yeah, I'll fly back.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you fly back, almost comically fly back. Oh, mamma mia!
Not in the face!
Not in the face!
There's no way I'm going to get through this match without laughing to the point where I have to step away.
So yeah, you go flying back, like I said, comically selling this punch. As you go flying back, where you're so tall, you actually end up hitting the ropes, and the ropes bounce you back into him. Yeah, okay. The ropes bounce you back into him, giving you the perfect setup for your finisher if you'd like. Just throw that out there.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I mean, so I don't even I don't even have finisher.
Yeah, so given your role as the jobber, you're always booked to lose unless you want to throw something out there to swerve that. So what your finisher is you attempt to make them look as good as possible. So you can do if you have a special move in mind, you can do it, but they will end up getting the win in some other way. So, for example, you might do your move, they take it and completely no-sell it, and then hurt you. Or you might do your move, but they counter it, or basically it's some way that you will do what you do in a way that makes them look as good as possible. Unfortunately, I'm going to use one of my role moves as a provocateur and use the showstopper ability, which means once per episode, I can appear in any segment, in ring or out, and turn it into something about me.
Excellent.
When you make your appearance, declare your agenda for the segment and continue on from there. So my agenda is to cause him to win the match. Because if that happens, I get a pass in the next round.
Excellent.
Because there's no way he's going to beat me. So basically what happens is he comes bouncing off the ropes. Roll. You still would get your move off in this case.
Yeah.
So if you want to roll your finisher, which would be the do the job one there.
Do the job.
All right.
Yep.
So
And then kind of describe what your move looks like, and
Yeah.
I will be taking over from there in as obnoxious a way as possible.
Excellent.
So my do the job is you are always booked to lose your matches.
Yeah.
When your opponent pins you for the win, roll 2d6. On a 10 plus, you make them look great. They gain +1 audience. On a 7 to 9, you do okay, gain +1 momentum or +1 heat with them, your choice. On a botch, you don't sell it right. You both lose -1 audience. If your opponent is another player's wrestler, you roll for this move when they make their finisher move. If it's an NPW, you roll at the end of the match.
Yeah. So basically, if this would be considered the end of the match, you would roll, which looks like it is short but sweet, as
Yes.
most jobber matches are.
Yes.
So roll to see how it works out, because if you can put over your opponent, that's really your
That's
main
your
job.
function. That is your function.
All right. So is this just a flat roll, or do I
Yep.
get any bonuses?
Yep.
think
So
it's
you
a
would
flat
roll
roll, yeah.
your 2d6, and you got an 8. You can spend momentum if you want to increase that, but if you look there, a 7 to 9 means you did okay. You can
Yep.
either get a momentum or get a point of heat with this wrestler.
And what ultimately does the heat do with them?
So what heat will do is, it actually kind of says on the front here, whenever you work with them, if you end the match at +4 heat, you get an audience.
You basically get more popular.
Okay.
Yeah. And certain moves will also be heat to heat.
Right.
Yeah, I think I like that, where I'll just become more popular, but ultimately, like, not be better.
Okay.
Cool.
That makes sense.
That's
okay.
fine. That's fine.
So the hardcore hobbyist.
So what, because this is going to help me, what does your move look like, and how is the counter and pin going to go?
So I get momentum from the ropes,
Yep.
and I will go completely horizontal, face down, and I stick out both my hands and I point to the crowd. So it's like the pointer.
Yep.
And then I do like a flying headbutt either straight into their face or into their sternum.
And where you're 6'5", right into
Yeah.
your face is kind of like
Yep.
that could happen.
Yeah.
That could happen.
Okay.
Yep.
And so what does he do to get, what does the hobbyist do to get the victory?
So the hobbyist, as he goes to launch himself like for the headbutt, going straight for his head. Hardcore Hobbyist does exactly what Harley Race used to say. Harley Race just moved. And that's exactly what Hardcore Hobbyist does. Hardcore Hobbyist just kind of sidesteps, and you just see Poindexter Puny just go flying through the top and middle rope out into the, like right out in front of like where the announce table is set up with Johnny Turnbuckle. Yeah, he's just kind of like writhing on the floor right now. Hardcore Hobbyist jumps out of the ring as well. Oh no! He picks up Poindexter Puny and throws him under the bottom rope. You're kind of rolling him into the ring. He climbs in as well. He picks you up, kind of does a couple strikes real quick, but then almost immediately goes for his finisher called the Falcon Arrow. Falcon Arrow is a move that is similar to a vertical suplex. I'll put a thing up so you guys know what I'm talking about. That's what a Falcon Arrow is.
So I'll bounce like off the mat like with such force that I then like turn onto my back instead of just laying there. They'll just do like a big like smash my face and then flip off and over.
Excellent.
Really sell it.
Excellent. So basically, like you're lying in perfect pinning position.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the ref goes down and he goes for the pin, and it's 1, 2, and as his hand begins to fall for the third pin, his hand stops, and he keeps trying to push down on it, and his hand's not moving, and his eyes are going wide, and he is starting to become red in the face, and he can't push his arm down to count for the 3 count. The lights flicker, and they only go black for about a second, and then like a silver light radiance, kind of like Bray Wyatt, the Fiend, but like a silver color.
Yep.
Kind of just briefly flashes. It goes dark for another second, it comes back up, and the Mind Creep is standing in the ring with one hand up like this, at the exact angle the ref's hand is. He raises it like this, the ref's hand raises, he takes his other hand and kind of pushes it, and there's a roll for this, so you can basically I'm just describing my intent, and we'll see how it goes.
Yep.
Which causes the hobbyist to, in an effort to keep kayfabe, roll backwards onto his back from the pinning position of the falcon arrow, which causes him to be on top of him, and then the other hand kind of goes like this in a dramatic sense, and the ref's hand starts coming down again really fast because suddenly he's got his ability to move again.
Yep.
So this is going to be using my showstopper to cause a run-in, as the move is called. Basically, I don't have to roll for the showstopper. That just happens. I get a point of momentum for just showing up, basically, and doing something obnoxious and overly choreographed and dramatic.
Fair enough.
If he wants to buck the booking, because I'm assuming the jobber was supposed to lose, he can attempt to do it by breaking kayfabe, which might get him in trouble with the boss. And I'm going to roll for my run-in, which is in this case, it's going to be look plus heat with you, because I'm helping you win a match.
Yep.
And look at that, I've got +3 heat with you, as we established earlier.
Excellent.
So I'm going to roll for my run-in, which is only a 2. So I botched the hell out of that, which works because this character is
The
freaking
lights don't actually
ridiculous.
flicker, and everybody sees you climb from underneath the stage.
Yeah.
So
It doesn't quite look as cool as it meant to.
so I have so the target has the option to pick the result of a failed run-in, but I would like to lobby for the narrative that your interference doesn't change the results of the match, but their opponent comes after you for interfering in their business.
Sure.
So in this case, because it was changed to you winning, you would still win, but then he would come after me for it, which I'm perfectly okay with.
I'm perfectly okay with that as well.
Okay.
Cool. So basically, sort of what you said ends up happening, and
except when he falls back, he's looking at me like,
exactly. What are you doing? What are you doing? So like the bell rings, Poindexter, you hear the ring announcer, the winner, Poindexter Puny, and like Hardcore Hobbyist goes wide-eyed, just like completely like shocked, just absolutely shocked that he lost this match against the one person in the entire organization that really can't win, has never won, at least, obviously not in UCW, it's the first show, but like even on the indies and stuff, never won. So like he sees Lazarus, the Mind Creep, and he realizes that he absolutely had something to do with this.
for a second, for just a millisecond, he's out of kayfabe and looks and goes, Just guy liner now in the lights,
Yep.
bad spray tan. Like he's realizing that like when he did this thing, he was kind of out of sync, and that tipped him off the wrong way. And he's just suddenly looking not quite as dramatic as he was. He's now looking like a dude with his shirt open and bad dad bod suddenly trying to apologize to a bigger human.
Excellent.
And then he, instead of dramatically vanishing from the ring, he just runs. like just...
And
But as the jobber, I will try my best to distract the crowd from that,
absolutely.
so that you know, it's,
Yeah, because as a company man, you know.
They're
Right.
probably so surprised that you want a match.
Yeah,
It's not
and-
hard.
Yeah, so Hardcore Hobbyist, like, he sees you run rather than and he just sprints after you. And, like, the two of you guys disappear behind the curtain. You're in the ring, and you are, like, you've got this, like, pure look of jubilee on your face. This is, like, your dream moment. You've always dreamt of being a wrestler. Now you've won.
my first match.
You've won your first match.
Tear of joy.
Tear of joy.
Wrestling down the
Yes.
The crowd is eating it up. You actually see in the crowd, like the big foam fingers. There's a ton of just these tiny little foam fingers in the crowd, like just waving around, puny, puny, puny. And yeah, your music's blaring through the arena. It's just a really good, feel-good moment as the camera fades to commercial.
Next time on Dungeons and Dragons.
There's so many cards in a deck. You have your 52 summer face cards with higher value. There's a lot of misconception that the ace is the strongest card in the deck, but it's not. An ace is just a 1. An ace has the lowest value. Captain Yadu, the ace is your chance of winning. And with but a flick of my wrist, I can make your chance of winning disappear.